Evil blanket fish has awoken.
Mic was muted. Okay. And we are continuing with Persona 2 Innocent Sin. As per last time, we had done 3 of the 4 elemental temples. So we have 1 left. Which one was it? Leo Temple in Aoba. Alright, everybody's healed up. Okay, so right now he has 3 weaknesses. And I think the fight in here is going to power up his, so he should only... I think like the others, he should end up with only 1 weakness. Okay. Situate north. Hey Webon, how you doing? The east corner item box for 50,000 yen. Oh, did they update Twitch? And finally fix what the issue was? Hey, Invalid. It says in the east corner, but not if it's like, you know, northeast or southeast. It just says east.
of my time. Do you want my autograph? We are the champions, but me most of all.
Oh, that's the stairs.
Ready or not, here I
You know, I think I may... This game actually does have a pretty high encounter rate. And I say that because since I had today off, I was, I kind of got an urge to play SMT If, and I was playing that for a while. I always took for granted how easy it is in newer games to recruit demons, because it is like pulling teeth trying to get any demon to join your side in SMT If, and I think it was like that in a lot of the SNES SMT games. But the encounter rate was not that high. Like, I think we always assume that, like, you know, the older the generation of the game goes, that, oh, there's just higher encounter rates, but this game has a way higher encounter rate than SMT If does. Yeah, Persona Zero, essentially. And I also screwed myself over for a while in that game because I didn't realize how the Guardian system worked. I had heard that you essentially, you get your, like, in order to get your first, you know, Persona, they call them Guardians in that game, you have to die. And then it was, the way I had heard it, every time you die, you get a different one. I thought it was just RNG, but it turns out there's actually, like, a point system for, like, how many battles you've been in and how many enemies you've killed. And once you reach a certain threshold, the next time you die, you get upgraded with the next higher Persona or Guardian that you can get, like, out of a list, depending on these questions they ask you at the beginning of the game. And if you don't, then you can get downgraded. So I kept dying trying to RNG myself a better Guardian, and I ended up getting stuck at, like, the bottom of the rung because I just kept dying over and over again thinking it was RNG and I'd get a different one. I was waiting for, like, one that had stats that I liked, and I just kept going down to, like right now my characters are stuck on the absolute worst. So I've basically just been kind of grinding a low level, like the starter area, killing shit, trying to fill up the bar enough to where I can maybe get an upgrade of like 2 ranks higher the next time I die. But yeah, I fucked myself over there because I didn't realize there was a point system to it. I had always heard it described that it was just you got a random one, and it's not random at all. And that's kind of one of the reasons why I point out that that game does not have that high of an encounter rate, because I'm literally walking back and forth through a hallway looking for encounters to A, try to finally get lucky and recruit demons, because like I said, it's really fucking hard to recruit demons in SMTF, and B, to get enough battles to like fill up the bar so that I can hopefully get a pretty decent upgrade in Guardians the next time I go and get myself murdered on purpose. No, it's not random at all. There's actually a list, and it's like, if you go into your status page and then you hit, well, X on the Super Nintendo controller, but since I'm emulating and using a Xbox controller, it's Y, but the top button, anyway. It'll actually show you what Guardian you have, and then there'll be a bar, and the more fights you get into and the more things you kill, the bar fills up. If the bar is yellow, then you're gonna be demoted if you die. It turns red, I want to say, at like a third, and that means you'll be promoted to the next Guardian on the list when you die. And I think you can go up 2 extra ranks if you fill the bar completely. So that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to fill the bar completely and then just take off all my armor and let something kill me and my partner character so we can both get a better one. Hey Kaz, how you doing? I also went into the game thinking I was just gonna give it basically just give it like a taste test, and I ended up playing for quite a bit, which I then regret not at least recording the footage while I was playing. Like, I was just playing it normally, because I figured I'd try it for like 20 minutes to an hour and be like, okay, that's what it's like, and then want to stop playing, but I actually do want to keep going, so I now regret not recording footage of what I've been playing. Yeah. Although, if you're emulating, there's this one mini game where you get rewards from that you can totally save scum the fuck out of it. It's essentially, it's kind of like Wordle, except just with numbers. It's like a 3-number password with numbers 0 through 5. And it's kind of the same thing as Wordle, like, you know, you put in 3 numbers and it tells you if one of them's in there, if it's also in the right, like, you know, one of your numbers is in the right place, one of your numbers is, you know, part of the code. So you can essentially start the game, save state, take as many guesses, because every time you take a guess, the reward lowers. Like, every time you take a guess, the reward gets lower and lower. So you can essentially save state, play the game, figure out what it is, load your save state, and get it on the first turn and get the best reward. Like, you can save scum the shit out of that. The only downside is that you need a drop called a metal card to be able to play. And so far, the only demon I found that drops him is like in the starter area. Because I noticed when I went back to try to fill my bar so I can hopefully get better Guardians, that was when I noticed that they started I started getting more metal cards, so I haven't come across another demon in the area that I'm supposed to be that actually drops them. Yeah, it took me a couple of tries to figure out exactly where the puzzle is set, and you actually do have to start the puzzle and then save state before you make your first guess, and then go through everything.
Did I overdo it?
So the first time I did it, I only had one metal card. So I only got to do it once. And the prize that I got was something called a bronze box, which it's a very odd thing for a prize because it lets you start a battle with any enemy that you've already encountered. Like, I didn't know what it was until I actually tried it out. I'm now curious if it'll let you, like, refight bosses. Oh, have you? Yeah, no, I went way back. Like, I don't know if you were here when I started, but the one that I was playing today on my day off was SNT If on the SNES. That's like, it's basically like the only of the SNES games. No, I take it back. I haven't played Majin Tensei 2 either. So that and Majin Tensei 2 are the only SNES SNT games I haven't played yet. SNT If, because it was fan translated only, I think, about 2.5 years ago. And then Majin Tensei 2 because by the time I was getting ready to play it, and then the fan translation for Majin Tensei 1 came out, so I played that, and then I just haven't gotten around to going back and doing 2. Yeah, it is. I'm tempted to get. I was also tempted to try. I was gonna try like I said, I was gonna try SNT If, and I was expecting to basically just try it out for a little bit, and then be like, okay, that's what it's like, and then stop. And then I was also gonna try out the PS1 port of SNT1, mostly just to hear like the CD quality music in it.
Are you ready? Here goes!
Yeah.
Goodbye.
Of which, Last Bible 3 looks really good. It's more Last Bible 1 and 2 that look very not fun to play. Because I've actually been keeping track with this one YouTuber named Marsh, who's kind of been doing like edited run-throughs of them. And apparently the first game, which apparently is terrible to play, but it has like this really epic like ending sequence. Yeah, and that's what I'm saying, like Last Bible 3 looks really fun. The other two don't look fun, but at the very least I kind of want to play the first one just to get that final battle with the Great Will. Because I think that's the only SMT game where you ever fight the Great Will. The most you ever get up to is fighting YHVH. Well, I think the reason they put it as YHVH is I think you can interpret that as either Yahweh or Jehovah.
Goodbye.
Like that four-letter combination can technically be seen as either one. Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. I think it was written that way in Hebrew, but I do think it's like the different sects. That's where like you have some saying his name is Yahweh and some saying his name is Jehovah because they interpreted those four letters differently. So it's kind of one of those depends on who you ask type things. Or Donna's Ore. That's something to...
Everybody!
Hey, Ragnar, how you doing? Oh, damn. Another thing Persona 2 and Persona 5 have in common. Calling cards. They both have Joker and they both have calling cards. Yeah, I'm not seeing that Donna's Ore anywhere. Okay, yeah, it's a material to be able to make a certain demon. Yeah.
Don't be quick.
Did I? Oh, yeah. Okay. Man, it's been a long time since we've done this. I guess I'm so used to almost all of the redeems that I have now having a sound effect attached to them. Like, so that I know something happened. Okay. So we got the Scottish, which is the same as the black, except it's got the little curved in ears. The Tuxedo. The Tabby. The Lollylocks. This is another black one, except it's got, looks like gray cheeks instead of pink. And then the white. Striped Kitty, so this one? The Lollylocks? Alright. Alright, so let's go ahead and change it. Here we go. Yeah, I could say it's been a long time since someone's redeemed that. I think I do need to go through my redeems and find the ones that don't have a sound effect attached to them and add one. I just realized I'm now very used to listening for my redeems rather than looking through chat for them. I'll put in like a couple of seconds of the Nyan Cat song or something. Yep. Hey, Nami.
Let's go, everybody! You ain't worth my time!
Let's do this! Are you ready? Here goes!
What a nice set.
No, that would require money. It's something that I don't have an excess of.
Sorry about that.
Why, Nami, are you moving? Nah, in Texas, if anything, it would be Mexico invading. The Canadians would all melt on the trip over here.
Are you ready? Here goes!
Persona! So long!
Oh, yeah? Nah, but I got... Like I said, a move would be expensive, and I don't have any real reason to. Well, at this point, I might as well leave and heal back up. Almost out of MP. Yeah, I get you. And it wouldn't even be, you know, nostalgia keeping you in Texas. It'd also be, you know, probably bad memories too. Make you want to leave. Hell, is this other treasure chest?
That won't be quick. Let's go, everybody! You ain't worth my time!
I mean, I'd like to find this chest with 50,000 yen, but I'm not seeing it anywhere.
It's whip-ass time!
I didn't realize he had learned that. There's combos I can make with that. Actually, let me see what they are. Yeah, I know. I remember how long you were down for when it happened. That you were really close to him. Yeah. I don't know if I should say it's, you know, for better or worse. I don't think I was really that close to any of my grandparents. The ones on my dad's side died when I was really young, and the ones on my mom's side died when I was in my early 20s. And I guess I never really got to know any of them that well.
Look at you. Ready or not, here I go.
Well, I mean, I guess consider it a good thing that he was gone before you had to make that decision.
You ain't worth my time.
Yes, that's the north corner they were talking about. Yeah, I don't think he was probably quite as bad as yours, but I know my grandpa on my dad's side was pretty much a deadbeat. But again, he died when I want to say like 10. My grandma on my dad's side was nice. She died. She actually died a little bit before him. I just like I saw my grandparents on my dad's side probably more often than I did my parents on my mom's side, but they both died when I was young. And my grandparents on my mom's side, like I said, they died when I was in my early 20s, but I didn't see them as often, I don't think. Like, I got to see my grandparents on my dad's side more often, but they died when I was still a kid. To the northwest. Guess they mean these. I can definitely say Astoma works better than I thought it would. I thought it was just gonna, like, lower the encounter rate and I'd still get into a fight, like, every 10-15 steps, but it completely gets rid of them. Valid got Rainy.
So long!
Hey, it's pretty faint, but do you feel that? Like a sense of oppression. My persona's telling me that it's him. Your imposter is here, Tatsuya. I'm getting some bad vibes. Looks like Mustache Man hasn't given up on the skulls yet. Let's get them all first and give him a good scare. Alright, like it or not, this is the last one. Let's steel ourselves and do this. It'll be a battle against yourselves, but your hearts will overcome your other nature in the end. Only one more. Just one last temple and we'll have all the crystal skulls, other than the Heaven Skull. After that, we only have to defeat Father. One set of stairs in the north and one in the northeast. Okay. About to say, did I just come out the same way I entered? price gouging fairy. That was another difference that from a lot of these PS1 and PS2 Mega 10 games that I was noticing compared to if the healing fountain is actually a very reasonable price, and if like you're supposed to use it, you're supposed to like go through the dungeons, head back to the beginning, heal, rinse and repeat until you're strong enough to kill the boss. For some reason in all the PS2 games and the PS1 games, the healing fountains always like are a huge ripoff. Yeah, I mean, a lot of stuff that happens to you when you're a kid definitely leaves an imprint on you. No, that's what I'm saying. Like, I was just playing it today since it was my day off, and I'm at the beginning of the game in If, and the healing is still affordable.
Let's go, everybody!
Look at you.
It's a feint, but I think we're getting closer. When I saw the fake you with the caracol, it really scared me. It's like you were an unfeeling machine. I mean, did you look at the fake you? She looked like her. I'm sure that scared Tatsuya too. There was a complete psycho. Sure, Tachan's a stand-up guy, and I admit I get a weird sense of security around him, but isn't Jun laying it on a little thick? Keep putting on public displays of brohood with him, you're gonna find a raging bull of envy after you. Not again. Wait, what? What were you saying to him, June? I said that Leo was fitting for Tatsuya. Don't you think, Lisa? He's strong, free, and won't be tied down by anyone. And that's really all you said? Mm-hmm. Okay then. Hit him again. What are you on the floor for? You're in my way, Akechi. Something's fishy about those two. Taurus is perfect for Lisa. Every now and then, Giko just loses it completely. Goes crazy at anything having to do with Tachan. Embodies the element of fire and symbolizes justice and leadership, as well as generosity in life. Tatsuya, it's a constellation worthy of you. And I felt the same thing as Lisa. I was only being poetic when I said that Jun-kun was like your shadow, but this time we really are facing your shadow. You'll be fighting yourself. Hang in there, Tatsuya-kun. West until we hit a fork. Here. North, and then all the way west. Stoma wore off. Can't help that. Practically pays for itself too, considering like the passive regen you get for every step. Like you pretty much get the MP back that you just spent on it. Oh, did you? I didn't even know you had to pawn them.
Hey, Renji, how you doing? I take it you really like that redeem now since I added the voice changer. But that's a couple of times that you've used it. There's also missing one treasure chest. Physical guards in it. Hey, old panda, how you doing? Yeah, I guess I don't need it. Otherwise I'll just go with the boss.
Yeah, I know, Nami. But like, I guess we didn't really talk about like what you were doing to make it through. So he has to have his on for this fight so it can get buffed. Still got Dashing Strike ready. Oh, she is just about to... Maybe I should do one more fight just to finish that off. I can put her on something else.
Out of my way.
Look at you.
What guitars did you have? Nah, he learns it later. Nice. Yeah, I used to play guitar when I was, I want to say from age 14 to 24. And then I basically gave up on it and sold them. I'm always kind of going back and forth as to whether I should pick another one up and get back into it or not. Good job making it here, Tatsuya. I'm your shadow. I know full well what goes on in your heart. Well, any luck finding a dream? Have you discovered the fabled meaning of life? Some life, aimless and irritating. You must have figured out by now that your life has no meaning whatsoever. It's a scream to watch. You're nothing but a puppet with tangled strings, writhing to try and get free. Tell me I'm wrong. Sneak. Does this trigger anything? Okay, it's only the second set of questions. Mean anything? When will you stop deluding yourself? What did you ever do to change that? Don't go telling me you're proud of your life. The funny thing, I actually had a classmate when I was in high school whose last name was Ibanez. So that was always kind of funny to me that the guitar brand, everybody pronounces it Ibanez, but it's like, I knew someone with that last name. It's actually pronounced Ibanez. Man like you could never save even one person, let alone the world. I bet that deep down inside you actually hate June. Yeah, because there's actually it's a Spanish last name. There's actually supposed to be an Enya over the N, so it's supposed to be Ibanez. But I'm guessing, being in the industry I've never looked it up, but I'm sure it's named after probably the person who made the style or something. And they probably left that off to not scare away customers at the time or something. What a hypocrite. Either that or you really are Mr. Perfect. No, it's not that hypocrisy that makes you who you are. You understand your true nature. Too bad. There's no meaning in an outlook like that. Prepare to die here.
I can sense it. You and your other you. I am your shadow. Though visible, I cannot be dismissed. However, I can. The sun is irreplaceable because it is singular. I shall incinerate you with my dark flame and make the power of light mine. True, it is the destiny of a shadow to vanish into darkness. The time has come for my bright flame to bring about a true dawn.
No, that's not going to do anything to him.
Too late.
Back me up, please.
Persona.
Let's go, everybody!
This can't be. Not bad. About what I'd expect from myself. But even if you beat me, you can't get rid of your own shadow. I'll always be there. My young self, the light of day now shines upon the vast lands within thee. No works of darkness shall bar our path.
Tatsuya, I deserve your hatred. I don't mind if you hate me. Don't be so mopey, June. You're doing your best to make amends. That's enough in my book. Mine too. And hey, we're friends. The Mask Circle isn't just your responsibility, June. Jun-kun, you should have more trust in your friends. True friends are those you can rely on when you're suffering most. Tatsuya plays with his lighter. Tatsuya-kun, let's get this done. I am the skull of raging fire. If my slumber is disturbed, wind will go unchecked and water will lose its purpose. That's all 4 skulls. The next step is... I'm surprised you actually get reception here. Hello, Maya speaking. Maya-san, sorry to bother you, but we've got trouble. Whoa, what's wrong, Tamaki-san? Calm down and... What? Prince Taurus took Miss Ideal? He struck when the chief and I were out. Sorry. Tadashi was there, but he got creamed pretty bad. And from what Tadashi said, that bull guy was saying something about a sacrifice. Of course. How careless of me. The woman who authored the Lakesh with my father was named Maya Okamura. Father said she would be sacrificed when the oracle was fulfilled. As the one with Mayan blood, she is the Maya Maiden. That perf's still alive? What's he want a middle-aged lady like her for? Their destination is no doubt Zabalba. We should be able to follow them through Heaven's Gate at Sevens, the Naruto Stone. That's the secret of the I'm just gonna say Naruto Stone, because I keep tripping over that. Gotcha. The sooner we leave, the better. Next stop, Sevens. Okay, so there's new equipment in Rengadai. Alright, night, Nami. Sleep well. See you later. You know what? Going back to what I had said earlier about I don't know how good weapons are considering we're using skills most of the time. I'm gonna get armor. Don't even really have the money for that either. And they really want you to grind for money in this game. Damn. Just to get the body armor for everybody, I'd need 750,000. Why are there no rumors that, you know... Can I spread a rumor that there's, you know, millions of dollars somewhere that I can go grab? I don't know, because Seiryu just showed up, and he's like still pretty high level compared to what I'm at. So if he does, I'm probably not going to get to see him at the level that I finished this off at. we're just supposed to head to the courtyard. Yep, there's the Naruto stone. This is Heaven's Gate. Father believed that the Silver River was the path to Zabalba. He said that underneath Sevens is the Silver River after it breaks off from the Tanabata River, and that the Heaven's Gate that led to the underground Silver River, it was supposed to be this Naruto stone. Once we go in, there's no telling if we'll be able to come back, Tatsuya-kun. Are we all set? I don't know why it changed the viewing angle. Can't believe the Naruto stone is that important. And again, I guess that's why you could always find Miss Ideal nearby. That Silver River thing is under here. I mean, I know there's a river right near it, but this is too ridiculous. Onimusha? I mean, that's not planned anytime soon unless someone picks it. There really is a river here. The walls are shining. The Silver River is a pretty appropriate name for it. If we go down this river, we should come out at the entrance to Zabalba. One of their boats is over there. Question is, who's going to pilot it? Weren't we warned not to let Maya drive anything? Yeah, I think I need to start putting more, like, action games onto, like, my Monday streams. Because I usually leave the Monday streams for shorter games. I need to slot in, like, more, like, action games and Metroidvanias into them. Nah, I don't feel sad about it. That's the whole thing about, like, action games and, like, different people have different styles that they're good at. And that's why a lot of times, when you have people, especially like I've noticed in Dark Souls, there'll be a lot of discussions in Dark Souls where people will be like, oh man, this boss is kicking my ass, and there'll be other people that be like, oh, he's easy. And like the one that I had trouble with was this one, and then that person who was having trouble initially would be like, oh no, I got through that guy real easy, but this guy is giving me trouble. And it's just, you know, certain fights edge more towards certain play styles, and if you come up against a fight that is trying to force you to play completely differently than how you're used to or how you want to, then it's usually going to be hard for you. Wow, Big Maya, you can even pilot a boat? Think she can do it? Not a chance. Come on, get in, we don't have all day. So, when did you learn to pilot a boat, Big Maya? Oh, well, I have a driver's license. It's all the same thing, really. Huh? And this is where we all die. Called it. Everyone's okay, right? No, I'm proud of my driving record, in a way. I've never killed anyone. Now, be a good girl and let Tatsuya take the controls, okay, Maya-chan? Yes, ma'am. Like, that was the last warning before Yuki left the party, was never let Maya pilot anything.
Ready or not, here I go!
Yeah, that's right, 'cause it's different for different people. Everybody has a different playstyle that they're comfortable with. So the hardest one is going to be the one that punishes your playstyle.
Persona. Let's go, everybody! You ain't worth my time!
Yeah, that's because they were made to be. Like most of the classic Castlevanias you can finish in like an hour or so if you know what you're doing. So a lot of the playtime is failing and trying to figure out what to do. Yep, that was how games were made to last back then, was that it was going to take you a long time to be able to beat them. But once you could beat them, it'd take like an hour.
Let's go, everybody!
Like, from what I remember of Bloodlines, because I did own it and I played the shit out of it, usually what took the longest is that in almost every level I would usually find a spot that I could just stand in safely just to listen to the music for a while. Like, the music in Castlevania Bloodlines was... like, I loved it. That was Dracula X on SNES. That was the, that was basically like the downgraded Rondo of Blood, right? Yeah, because, like, Rondo of Blood was, like, the TurboGrafx CD, and then they made a version for the SNES that took away, like, all the alternate paths and a whole bunch of other stuff that was... They basically took away almost everything that made Rondo of Blood good and released it on the SNES.
This is it.
Nah, I've only played the demo to Bayonetta 1. I haven't played any of the Bayonetta games full through. Because I played the demo for Bayonetta 1 on PS3. I bought it on PS3 also. But then, if you remember, Bayonetta 1 on PS3 was crap. Like there was load times everywhere that took forever. They eventually patched it, but by then, I had already kind of put it off to the side that I'd play it later, and then I never did. I even rebought it on Steam, but yeah, like I said, I haven't gotten to it yet. So I figured since I've waited so long, I might as well wait until Bayonetta 3 comes out and grab that, and then play all three, you know, in a series. Same with No More Heroes, but No More Heroes because I never owned the platform that it was on. It's not? I could have sworn it was. Yeah, it's on there. I think I forgot to reset. I forgot to redo this because normally I have it sorted alphabetically by game, so they're easy to find. But I think I was trying to decide on what I was going to play on the Monday morning after I finished Blue Dragon Plus, and I set it to sort by how long everything was because I was looking for something short, and I forgot to set it back to alphabetical. Yeah, it should be back to alphabetical now, so stuff should be easier to find. Yeah, that's to say, I think I sorted it by hours, like hours estimate to finish, because I was looking for something short to play after Blue Dragon Plus, and I forgot to set it back to alphabetical after I was done. The river splits in 3 here. What should we do? What is the path? If you want it to end quickly, go straight, then right, then left.
I don't want to fight.
Yeah, I like a lot of action games I probably would try to play on hard, but I know for a fact that Kamiya's games, like, hard is pretty much meant for a second playthrough, so I usually play them on normal. Like, he very much designs his game that if you're playing on hard, then that means you already know what the enemies are going to do, and then he throws other tricks at you. Yeah, it's one of those things that you have to get a feel for each developer. Like, some developers, when they say hard, they basically just mean, like, oh, if you've played an action game before, you should probably play on hard. And some developers, when they say hard, like Kamiya and Platinum Games, when they say hard, they mean you've already beaten this game before, right? Hey, Cucumber. By challenges, do you mean, like, the levels in the game, or, like, the optional stuff that you do, like the secret missions in Devil May Cry and stuff like that? Okay. Yeah, that sounds about right. Like, the bonus missions or optional challenges and stuff like that, they can get pretty ridiculous. Because I even remember when I went through Wonderful 101, I skipped most of them. I would usually drop in to give them a try, and then I'd be like, this will be something I have to come back to later. And then I ended up finishing the game and not going back to any of them. Wonderful 101 was fun as hell, though. Yeah, the only thing with, like, Wonderful 101 was really fun. The only problem was that there was a lot of bosses, or sometimes even just normal game sections, where it's kind of like you spend, like, you die once or twice being like, okay, what is it I'm supposed to do here? What am I supposed to do? And then when you finally figure it out, like, it goes smoothly. And usually if you die in those sections, they start you right off at that section again anyway, so it's not like you have to slog your way through other stuff to get back to it. But yeah, there were some times where it's literally like, I have no idea what I'm supposed to do here. And you take a couple of deaths for that. Yeah, because it throws a lot of weird stuff at you during some of the game sections and during a lot of the bosses. And like I said, you'll probably eat a few deaths trying to figure out what it is they want you to do, but once you know what you're supposed to do, it's not really that hard. Like, everything kind of goes smoothly after that. Like, I think, and very much in their style, The only fights that were particularly hard were against, you know, like the rival Virgil type character, like the one who has the same power as you, that you fight 3 times throughout the story, which is like a thing that they always put into their game somewhere. Like, those fights were actually pretty hard. Because I think in that one there's a lot of like hidden mechanics that you can do to make it easy, but if you're just fighting normally, it's gonna go down to like probably you're at your last bit of health when you finish them off, because I think that's how they always finish for me. It would take a couple of tries, and when I finally like, there's a lot of games where it's pattern recognition, so you'll die, and then when you finally beat it, you usually end up beating it like hardly even taking a hit because you figured out the pattern so well. Whereas with those guys, you're gonna die. Probably I died like 3 or 4 times, but even when I did beat them, it was like desperation attack. I was down to my last sliver of health. Yeah. Beautiful Joe 2 was a lot easier because they got a different team to make it, which is even evidenced by the fact that the hardest fight in Beautiful Joe 2 is Ice Leo, which is basically like a repeat ripoff of the Fire Leo fight from the first game, and even then it's easier than the fight from the first game by a little bit. And then I think they just had a couple of like random little multiplayer spin-offs after that. They kind of really killed... I know that at the time Hideki Kamiya didn't like making sequels, so every time he would make a really great game, and then they'd have to hand it off to someone else because he didn't like doing sequels. And with the exception of Devil May Cry, which almost died with Part 2, but they managed to save it with 3 on. Every other franchise he came up with, they pretty much murdered when they gave it to another team. Yeah, I don't know what got him to change his mind, but that was always his thing, was he didn't want to do sequels. He started off working on Resident Evil 2, and then when they gave him his own game, which was supposed to be Resident Evil 4, and it ended up becoming Devil May Cry. He didn't do any of the sequels to Devil May Cry, they handed it off to other people, and that's what I was saying, where Devil May Cry 2 almost killed the franchise. Then he did Beautiful Joe. Again, didn't want to do sequels, so they handed off, and the games after that killed the franchise. Then he did Okami. They did a couple of... They did, like, I think 1 sequel, and then completely dropped it. And then he went off on his own and did Bayonetta. And even for a while, he didn't want to do the sequel to Bayonetta, and then he did Bayonetta 2. And then all of a sudden, he wants to make it this, like, almost never-ending franchise. Now, the story is always that it was supposed to be Resident Evil 4. That was even where the Tony Redgrave name came from. The original MC that turned into Dante was supposed to be Tony Redgrave. And they later put it into the canon in, like, manga and light novels that Tony Redgrave... Because it even says it on his guns. On Ebony and Ivory, there's an inscription that says, "To Tony Redgrave." Because that was supposed to be his, like, Resident Evil character name when it was supposed to be Resident Evil 4. And they wrote it into the canon later in a manga, and I think also a light novel, that there was a time in his life before Devil May Cry 3 where he was basically using that as an alias, trying to hide from all the demons that were after him. That's not to say that it probably wasn't the only game that started as Resident Evil 4. I'm sure they probably had several different people try to make Resident Evil 4, and it ended up being something else because they weren't happy with it. In the same way that Xenogears was supposed to be Final Fantasy VII, but they thought it went too dark, so they made it its own thing. I wasn't paying attention. Is this the second choice or the third? I know, I'm just pointing out that that was the reason why they took it off of being FF7 to be its own thing. Because they said that Xenogears was going to way too dark places for their, their mainline Final Fantasy VII series. So they gave it its own thing. And as we all know, the story that came out of that later, funding and development time were not sufficient for them to finish the game, so we got Disc 2. Although I think even... I don't know if he did, just because in Japanese it's like a big taboo to blame people above you, but I know Takahashi did take responsibility for not using the time and budget he was given to finish the game. But again, like I said, in Japan, it's like a big no-no to blame people above you. So I don't know if he did that, if he said that because he meant it, or if he said that because of cultural politics. And we probably never really will know. Six. It was 6 episodes, of which Xenogears was episode 5. There was supposed to be one more game after it to do a grand update of the series. Though I'm not sure if they ever intended to do the first 4 episodes or if they were just supposed to be backstory. Because it all came out in the Perfect Works book after the game, when the game came out. And a lot of the stuff that was supposed to have happened during episode 1 and 4 was outlined in the Perfect Works book, and there were even flashbacks of it in Xenogears here and there. But they said nothing about what was supposed to be in episode 6. Episode 6 literally just said, the conclusion of the story. They didn't give any details about what was going to happen. So, I'm not sure they ever intended to make the first 4 episodes for Xenogears. I think it was just supposed to be Xenogears and then one more to wrap it up, and that's why they detailed what happened in the first 4, but not the 6th. And then, of course, they made Xenosaga, which was supposed to be 6 games. And everybody thought they were just going to retell Xenogears, but they were kind of doing a different story with the same themes. And of course, that one didn't sell well enough for various reasons, and it got cut down to 3. Well, you don't even know that yet, because that's not the ending. Like, there's a DLC coming out at the end of the year that's gonna add more to it. Like, what you saw at the end of Xenoblade 3 isn't even the full ending. Yeah. Of which, I mean, again, Japanese culture, they don't like to blame the people above them for anything ever. But I don't see any scenario where it's not a higher up executive telling Soraya Saga to leave the project. It's just the most likely scenario that someone higher up said they didn't want her writing it anymore. Because not only did she leave, but they had to scrap everything that she had already written for Xenosaga 2, and that's why Xenosaga 2 ended up being a junior side story instead of, you know, a more... I'm trying to think of the word I'm thinking of. A more grandiose game that was actually pushing the whole plot forward. Instead, it was just a junior side story. And then, of course, Xenoblade 3 was just them being told, hey, you got one game to wrap all this shit up, get to it. Which they did a good job. It was fun. But... it was fun, but it was obviously not... it was not as big or the conclusion that we were supposed to get. Yeah. Which I've heard the DS version of 1 and 2 actually does a better job of leading into what they eventually did for 3. And for a while there, I thought there was a fan translation for 1 and 2 on DS, but I looked closer at it afterwards, and it's just like, it's just menu and skill names that are translated, not the actual story. I was sad to hear that, because I thought it was done too.
Persona.
That didn't heal very much.
Oh yeah!
Look at you.
I don't want to fight.
What a nice scent.
Bullseye.
I mean, it's just a rumor, but even if it does happen, I don't know how I'm gonna feel about it. Because, in a way, I've kind of gotten used to Disc 2 the way it is. And in a way, I kind of like it the way it is. I mean, granted, it does turn into a visual novel all of a sudden, which is funny because we didn't even really know what visual novels were back then, or at least the majority of people didn't. Because, I mean, visual novels were big in Japan, but we hardly got any. But that's essentially what it is. It turns into a visual novel in Disc 2. And I did later, after I beat the game and thought about it for a while, I did kind of like it just for the simple fact that at that point in the game, like, a whole bunch of shit is just going south. And there's not really anything you can do about it. And that's the situation that the characters are in. And I kind of like the fact that you, the player, are also kind of just sitting there watching shit hit the fan in the same way that the characters are.
Back me up, please.
Too late. Let's go, everybody.
Yeah. I'm not sure I'd want to hear the meetings where they decide which ones they're going to put out when.
I'm sorry.
I have a feeling it may just reinforce negative stereotypes I have about the whole business in the first place. No, I mean, if they're going to re-release it, they should definitely... I mean, it's not out of the question. There's already been a couple of re-releases where they've added content that was dropped from the original in Romancing Saga and Saga Frontier. Like, both of those games have content that was scrapped from the original game put in on their remakes. Granted, I think this might be the biggest amount of content that was scrapped from the original that they'd have to redo. So it's not completely out of the question, but it is still a rumor, so I'm not going to get my hopes up. And I'd probably love playing through them, but it's just, like I said, I've had over 20 years or so of nostalgia wrapped up in that disc 2 that I played way back when. So I have a feeling that even if I am playing through all the dungeons, and even if the dungeons are awesome, it's still gonna have a little bit of a weird clash for me, because like I said, I've played disc 2, I've come to terms with disc 2, and I even, like I said, thematically, I even feel like the disc 2 that we have now kind of fits. So it's just going to be weird. Yeah, and then there was also like a whole bunch of extra characters, and I think even some extra story events added to Romancing Saga Minstrel Song. So yeah, like I can't remember if there's any other ones where they've added scrapped content to them when they remaster them, but there's precedent. But this would definitely be the biggest restoration that they would do if they were to do it. And that's another thing I'd be worried about, is would it get censored? Because it is one of those questions, did Xenogears get away with what it got away with because it was a small game that nobody knew about?
Back me up, please.
I don't think so. But it was also on PSP. Like, it still wasn't like a high-profile remaster. That and Valkyrie Profile doesn't go nearly as... Valkyrie Profile goes dark, but it goes dark in the Norse religion, whereas Xenogears goes even deeper and darker into Christianity. Yeah, that's true. I haven't heard anything about the remaster on PS4 and PS5. Like, literally nothing. Like, it like, dropped, and I haven't heard anybody talk about it.
So long!
Yeah, it probably would look better. That's actually one of the things that kind of bugs me about a lot of the remasters, that a lot of the ones that they do for old games on the PSN store, because it literally is just the original game with an emulator packed in that they're giving you. But they don't let you change the settings of the emulator. Like, if they would let you actually adjust all the settings on the emulator, like just give you a menu before you start the game, like you could, if you don't like that smudge filter, you could turn it off. You could, you know, up the resolution as high as the system will allow it, or, you know, put it down to original 480 if you want it to look, you know, exactly like the original game did. Like, all those options are in the emulator that's packed in with the game, but they don't allow you access to them unless you actually hack the whole download. I'm not sure if God Hand is physical or magic. Yeah. But that's the thing though, even when they were giving you, like, they were giving you a handful of options, like, that's not all the options that the emulator had. Like, they're still selling you essentially a ROM with an emulator and not letting you touch the emulator to customize it how you want. Yeah, I'll go on break as soon as I'm done with this fight.
Goodbye.
Too late! Sorry.
Yeah. Alright. So I'm going to go ahead and go on break. I'll be back in 5, and then we'll continue down the river. Alright, back. Yes, it is Valentine's Day. Happy Valentine's Day to everybody. We've been going down this river forever. I'm bored. You quit your yapping. What'll it take to make you happy? A waterfall showing up suddenly like in the movies, huh? That sound. Oh no. No way. Looks like you're okay, Tatsuya. Thank goodness. You take care of Lisa and Big Maya. I'll check on Michelle. Tatsuya? Tatsuya-kun, where's the others? That was horrible. At least everyone's okay. There's no way we can get all the way back up there. Let's take a minute to think about what to do. Wait, Jun, what are you staring at? Yeah, sure. I don't think any of the things I have on are meant to stop it. Look at the size of it. I can't even make out the ceiling. That's odd, though. They know we're after them, so isn't this a little too quiet? There's not even a welcoming committee here. This spaceship can carry an entire city, so I bet it has tons of high-tech traps. Everyone probably fell for them. I doubt they all died, but you're right. There must be some pretty devious traps in there. Like what exactly? Frickin' lasers! Whatever it is, we can't just stand here. We need to get to the Heaven Skull so we can put the city back to normal. Let's go. Okay, so you got the Perfect Works, and then Faye, Ellie, and Weltall. Nice. Look at these holes. Someone trying to peep through to catch a glimpse of moi? Feast your eyes. It's a trap. Run. That wasn't funny. My beautiful face nearly got zapped full of holes. It's so going to kill you after this is all over. You know that? What's that stupid feast your eyes stunt? There, it was thanks to Aikaji-kun that we noticed the trap. Come on, let's not stay too long around here. Inside the Bulba. So every time I say that name, I always get like a flashback to the prequel Phantom Menace. The Bulba always win. Basement, first floor. North and open the door. Off. You're so lucky, Jun. I can't believe your dad buys you stuff like this. I'll show you some stars, too. Papa knows a lot about stars. Wow, that's so cool. My daddy's always busy with his job. Hey, Jun, what's your daddy like? Well, he's really cool and strong and great, really. Seriously? I don't have a dad, so I'm kinda jealous. You're so lucky, Jun-kun. Such a liar. Your mom told me that your daddy is a deadbeat. Liar, liar, pants on fire. Deadbeat dad, deadbeat. Hey, stop that right now. You rock'em sock'em to their robots. Don't worry about those kids. They say even meaner stuff to me. My papa, he's not a deadbeat. Why are we seeing this? My head. Jun-kun, are you okay? Hang in there. Alright, sorry everyone. Let's keep going. What we saw just now, was that what Jun-kun's heart showed us? I guess it's to be expected. We're going to have to fight the man soon, after all. Oh yeah, I remember that. Jun was so proud of his dad. When did things first start to go wrong for me and my old man? Dads, huh? It's a complicated thing, for some reason. Our dads make us who we are, and they're also the first big obstacle we face. Yeah, that's just how it has to be for kids. That's right, Father was my pride and joy. I need to stop him. Is that a door? Yeah, it is a door.
Out of my way.
We're fighting Nazis and Nazi mechs. Wait, this is 3 commandants? Aren't they all just gonna run away? Yeah, they are.
Let's go, everybody! This is it. That's it. Oh yeah!
What a nice set.
Yeah. First time I fight it, so there's nothing. Well, that's just dick.
Out of my way.
Fafnir. It's just a palette swap of Ketoblibus.
Are you ready? Here goes!
Back me up, please. I'm sorry.
Out of my way.
Meet the fire, you say?
I overdo it?
I don't want to fight. Goodbye.
Bad luck running into me.
That's the open sesame. Southeast corner. Another box.
That won't be quick. This is it. Bad luck running into me. That won't be quick.
Deal Fury ailment to one enemy, so why is it only allowing me to target my own group?
Back me up, please. I'm sorry.
Got the luck card. Southwest, there's an ability card.
That will be quick.
That's a new one. That's a new one too. I thought that was that one that's weak to all the physicals that I'd fought before, but I guess not.
Are you ready? Here goes!
I'm gonna assume they're the same as the other ones.
What a nice scent.
Too late. Bad luck running into me.
North to reach the hall.
Out of my way.
Yep, strong to everything, weak to all the physicals. And these two don't have a weakness, they just pretty much take normal damage from everything.
Are you ready? Here goes!
It scared me for a second. I thought he had actually summoned that many enemies into the fight.
Okay!
I don't want to fight.
This is a bad fight. All three of them are getting to go before me. This is a lot of damage they're piling on.
Goodbye.
Why on earth would they... After the first one was dead, would they attack different ones and not just focus on one until it was dead? Now I'm potentially going to have 3 people die from the 2 of them using their AoEs. Oh, make that 4 people die. Fuck, what the hell can I even do here? He's gonna go down regardless. Like, this wouldn't happen if they had just focused 3 attacks onto one instead of putting 2 on one and 1 on the other. Okay, I was about to say, don't tell me he's the one that has the insta-kill sharp shot move, but he's not. Doesn't have it. Man, that was a hell of a dodge.
Bad luck running into me. This is it.
Oh, for fuck's sake. Giving regular enemies a 100% chance to kill a move is fucking bullshit. I'm not even, like, the only time I've ever seen it not work is when they're immune to whatever damage type it is. And I don't know what damage type that is. It is that makes them immune to it. I've literally never seen sharpshoot not kill someone that wasn't immune to it. It's just horseshit.
Look at you.
The hell? What happened here? This one's dead too. Prince Taurus? Isn't this the guy who snatched Miss Ideal from the detective agency? But his face is completely burned. It looks like it was carbonized by some high-energy weapon. Must have been another trap. Does this mean we haven't even seen the worst of what they're gonna throw at us? We've already been through that laser room. The next one will be like an oven. I'm worried about Miss Ideal now. Let's keep going. I don't see Miss Ideal's corpse here, so I bet she's still alive, but I wonder where she went. If I hadn't made him an executive, he wouldn't have had to die like this. When I was Joker, he summoned me to rekindle a dream of his that had been crushed before. Dreams, ideals, people are frequently willing to risk their lives for them. And is it better if they don't dream? Swear it'll be an oven next. What should we do, Tachan? He was pretty strong, but he came to a real sudden end. Still, I haven't forgotten what he did to Shiba and Miho. He gets no sympathy from me. Alright. West until we hit an item box. Probably give Aikichi some MP since he's been healing everybody. South to reach another item box.
Ready or not, here I go!
Persona. Sorry about that.
Third floor. Northwest. To find an item box with vitality incense.
Let's do this!
Persona.
I'm counting on you.
Persona. Sorry about that.
To strike and have it.
I don't want to fight.
Last quake, Earth Almighty Magna. Do I not have a single other one that has Earth on it? I don't have any other personas with Earth. Alright, so I can't learn that.
Persona.
Are you ready? Here goes! Did I overdo it?
hot! I told you so! The door won't open. Oh, are we gonna be crispy critters this time for sure? A cool head will stave off the heat. Our personas will protect us. Don't stop running, guys. It's ridiculous. How are you always so optimistic, Big Maya? Especially hot under the collar. Why did I wear all this stuff? That one all the way south for Khan Hall.
You want some?
Are you ready? Here goes!
Back me up, please. You got in my way.
Daddy? Listen to me, Maya. If you pray at this shrine, your dreams will come true. Try it. So what did you pray for, Maya? And Daddy would stay home forever. Is your job that important? I'll be back home as soon as I can, sweetie. But this job has been Daddy's dream ever since he was a little boy. Is it more important than me or Mom? That's so selfish, Daddy. Liar, you promised. You promised you'd come home. When you were assigned to the war zone, do you know how scared I was? That Daddy might have forgotten about me? I'll be waiting. Here, Daddy. It's a good luck charm I made. Thanks. Come on, if you keep crying, Mr. Bun Bun's gonna laugh at you. No, I'm not the good girl you think I am. Please don't go. Listen closely, Maya. Journalism is a job you can be proud of. Society needs us. That's why I'm gonna be a reporter who passes down dreams to everyone. I'm sorry. It's alright. I'm okay. I went into the same line of work as my dad. Maybe I was trying to outdo him. Dad died pursuing his dream. All he left me with was this. That's why I wanted to be a successful journalist who could balance my work with a family the way he couldn't. Have you ever heard this poem before? Worse than alone, exiled. Worse than exiled, dead. Worse than dead, forgotten. What does it take to prove you were ever alive? Even if you die, as long as you're remembered, you'll live on as a memory. Then if you're forgotten, that's really no different from being dead. No man is an island, but we try to imprint our existence in others. Following one's dream may be one way of doing so. That's how it was with me. You guys had really forgotten about me. I might not be here right now. I won't forget. I won't ever forget my Big Maya, or anyone here, ever again. Thank you. I'm sorry for whatever trouble I've caused. Let's go. The reason why people fall in love and chase dreams is because they want to be remembered. That's not so bad, is it? There's nothing wrong with thinking that way, is there? Maybe I'm not that strong after all. Dreaming of becoming a big star, wearing trendy clothes and chasing after the latest fashion is the same thing. Everyone's desperate to carve out their own niche. That might have been the case with my father's dream, but if it's going to bring suffering to the world, then even if I die, I'll... I finally found where I belong. This is where my persona has been guiding me to the last 10 years. I don't want anyone else to suffer. We need to hurry and put an end to this. Did that. We're still in the third basement. Northwest.
I can't take much more.
Alright, let's just talk our way out of this. Okay, this is Doxa. That's it. Yeah, let's just do Throne. That's T2. Isn't I was supposed to end the fight. No, when you make a pact with them, it also ends the fight. If they're already, if you already have a pact, and just make them happy, they just do something for you and leave. But yeah. Unfortunately, the idea of having, you know, multiple battle tracks is more of a recent thing. There were outliers here and there that had them, but for the most part, most games really only had the one. Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. That's definitely more of a recent thing where they've started making it a point to have multiple battle themes. Like this is, I mean, this is I don't know if I should call it a remake or a remaster, but this was originally a PS1 game, so it's pretty old. B 4th floor. All the way northwest for a Brink Tea.
I don't want to fight.
Close your eye. You want some?
So they're weak to electricity, and that's it. And these are the ones that kamikaze and murder someone. You know what older games used to do that for? The overworld theme. A lot of older games would have like an overworld theme, and then, you know, after the Act 2 shit hits the fan, they would have a different overworld theme. But still only the one battle theme. Pretty sure I had someone with Thunder Baptism in this group. Sif. Well, yeah, because that was practically like the only music in the entire game, since they forgot to add music to... They rushed it out so fast they forgot to add the music. At some point, you should look up the soundtrack and hear all the music that wasn't actually in the game that was supposed to be.
Out of my way.
Are you ready? Here goes!
Persona.
Come on, babe. So long!
One, 2, 4, 5, 6 more uses. I'll finally be maxed out. Alright, 5th floor. North to reach the Chikcham. Oh, right there. These doors look too much like the walls. Hey, Tatsuya, haven't we been walking for a long time? I'm tired. Isn't there a healing spring around here anywhere? Got a point. Haven't seen Igor's face in a while either. Kinda wish we could have a chance to switch out some of our personas. We're in a real fix. There's no time to go back to the city and no way to get there if we could. Just hang in there, guys. And at least those last battalion guys can't get out either. They're proud of all their high-tech gizmos, aren't they? I wonder if they brought anything they can use to get in and out of here. He's hoping for a miracle. Let's just go. Wait, look. This door says Velvet's room, and the one over here says Trisha's Spring. Oh, seriously? So lucky. Let's go, Tatsuya. Oh, Goddess of Destiny, thank you, thank you. Let's break on through. Wait a sec, you two. Doesn't this seem a little too good to be true? Yikes. This has to be some kind of trap. We need to hurry after them. I'll go after Aikichi-kun, Tatsu-kun. You and Jun-kun follow Lisa. Big Maya's right, I think. Let's go, Tatsuya. Lisa? Huh? It's not opening. It was a trap after all. Damn it. I can't die here like this. I promised those kids. Stop. Pull back. Huh? How? No, time out. Stop. Pull back. What does this mean? Lisa's not here. Let's go back to the other room now, Tatsuya. Also, why do the closing walls listen to us? Man, what's keeping the others? Is them doing whatever they want going to be a problem? Lisa. Where'd you two come from? I don't remember seeing you inside. We wanted to ask you the same thing. What happened in there, Lisa? What? Nuh-uh. It was really just a healing spring inside. I know, because I was yelling at Trish about what a rip-off her prices were. Maybe you two were just dreaming. That definitely came out of the velvet. That wasn't funny. I nearly got pressed like a new suit. I could have died in there. Where were you? Hang on, what's going on here? When I was in there, it was full of traps. Should we go back in and look again? The first rooms we went through, and now this one too. Nah, it couldn't be. I wasn't kidding, Tatsuya. The healing spring really was in there. Seriously though, I had a chat with Igor and he told me to come back with everyone. This doesn't sit well with me. There has to be something behind it all. Be extra careful going forward, Tatsuya. This is indeed the Velvet Room. I pay for the overpriced ferry. $50,000. The prices are ridiculous. But I'm basically going to be pushing forward to the end of the game, so it's not like I'm going to be going back to town to buy anything, so... Northeast, find an item that contains muscle drink time. Actually, you know what? No. I just need 6, like, skill uses for Jun, and he maxes out Chronos, and then I can finally do the, like, 5-man fusion skill.
You want some?
I'm counting on you.
We are the champions! But me most of all.
Let's do this!
I'm counting on you. This is it.
Ravensdale, thank you very much for the follow. Welcome to the stream. How you doing today?
Are you ready? Here goes! I'm sorry.
Mechanical goggles. Increases evasion slightly. Alright, looks like he's 3 away now. In center of the area.
You want some?
Oh well, at least I'm still set up for it. Wish they'd stop throwing these enemies at me.
Persona.
Are you ready? Here goes! Oh yeah! Whoop-ass complete!
Another set of mechanical guns.
Ready or not, here I go!
I mean, she's not wrong. No, that's not her. She's
Persona.
I'm counting on you. You got in my way.
I think you should only need one more. Looks like an elevator, but given everything that's happened up until now, why would using it be the wisest move?
my time.
Alright, so what is the order for Grand Cross?
Do you want my autograph?
Oh, we got them all. Tatsuya, Aikichi, Lisa, Jun, and then Maya. Alright, this is five people combining. This better be impressive.
Grand Cross.
Did I overdo it?
Eh. A little underwhelming. What's this? Can't you tell? It's a stage, duh. It even has its own lighting setup. Showtime! You ready, Zababa? Because Michelle's about to rock your socks off. Aikichi-kun! No, don't, Big Maya. This is bad, Tatsuya. It's gotta be... Ah. Yeah, here comes Tachan. Take a look around. Look familiar? Ginko? What the hell are you thinking? I thought I was dead for sure. Wait, huh? Is this... Man, am I glad we don't need to go down those rapids ever again to get to Zabalba. Looks like the last battalion set this up. With all due respect to Big Maya, I think it's safer to use this to travel back and forth. This is Class 1C at 7s. Can't believe Zabalba was hooked up to here. I personally don't mind shooting the rapids every time, but I guess you don't agree, huh? Oh, and it's right by the exit, too.
You want some?
Yep. Can only assume the teleporter runs on diesel.
Did I overdo it?
That's right. I still don't have enough money to get all the armor, but I think I can get the 4. Still need another 188 to get the last 2. Nah. That's just, I mean, look at the portrait. Even Jun has the hair over the eye thing. That's just I think that's just a big anime hairstyle. I still need another 188,000 just to get the last 2 pieces of armor. And if I were to start going after the legendary weapons, most of them I have to buy for 500 to 800,000 each. Like, yeah, I'm not gonna do that. And I doubt, since this game has been pretty easy the whole time, I doubt I'm gonna need them. This guide is going over like all the optional stuff you can do right now though, so I'm trying to scroll down to when I can actually, what I do when I go back into the dungeon. Actually, there's only like 12 minutes left. I guess I can probably save the re-entry into the dungeon, and it looks like there's going to be a lot of bosses back to back. Guess I can save all that for tomorrow. Yeah, we'll do that. I'll just end a little early today. Yeah, we're in the final stretch. We've just got essentially a gauntlet of bosses to get through to finish the game. Yeah, not much else to say. I brought it up earlier in this, but I feel like it bears repeating. For some reason, like, I was going through it normally, and I just think, oh, that's normal for games of this time, you know, the encounter rate. But since I had today off earlier, I started playing a little bit of SMT If, which was a SNES game. It's essentially Persona 0. It was the game that kind of gave them the prototype mechanics and everything that eventually turned into the way they did everything in Persona. It does not have that high of an encounter rate. And I know because I screwed some stuff up that I'm trying to fix with my characters right now, and I'm actively trying to fight stuff. And I have to run back and forth through hallways like 3 or 4 times to get an encounter. It does, like... And it also made me remember that I'm pretty sure that's the way SMT1 and SMT2 were also. And maybe even the first Soul Hackers. I think the first person dungeon crawling SMTs did not have, like, despite them being older games, we always assume older games are the ones that have, you know, high encounter rates, and it's newer games where they realize that's a bad idea, but I don't think the older first-person dungeon crawling SMTs had that high of an encounter rate. Like, you got into a lot of battles because you would get lost, or the dungeons were complicated, so you were in there for a long time, but I mean, you'd be able to walk through 2 or 3 full hallways before you get into a fight, not 2 steps. Like, this one, sometimes it's okay. Sometimes you can go, like, a screen or a screen and a half with nothing, and sometimes you get out of a fight 2 steps and you're back into a fight. Like, I was chalking it up to just like, oh, it's old game, high encounter rate. You know, to be expected. But yeah, like I said, I was playing what is essentially a SNES game. So 1 generation before this would have come out, and the encounter rate's not anywhere near that high. So I don't know what it was. Because Persona 1 on PS1 also, I think, has a really high encounter rate. Does it? Actually, no, because I think Persona 1 was another first-person dungeon crawler. I think it wasn't until Persona 2 that they started making it third-person. I may have to boot that up and, like, play it for a little bit and check to see how it is. I'm kind of wondering when it was that they decided to up the encounter rate like that. Because it's also, like, I don't think it's as bad as this, but, like, SMT3 and DDS and the Raito games, like, I don't think I don't remember them being as bad as this, but I also remember them, like, a lot of people complain about the encounter rates in them. So I'm wondering, when was it that they decided it was a good idea to shoot the encounter rate, you know, through the stratosphere? And then also, when did they decide that was no longer a good idea? Although I'm not sure they decided it was a bad idea so much as the norm started shifting from random encounters to on-screen encounters that you could possibly dodge. Actually, I say possibly in quotes because there's a lot of games where they have on-screen encounters, but they're usually in such tight corridors, or the on-screen enemies move so fast and have such good tracking that a lot of times they might as well just be random encounters because you can't get away from them. Like, maybe not for the whole game, but there's a lot of games where they have on-screen encounters, like maybe just certain dungeons or whatever, but I know I played a lot of games where they had on-screen encounters, and I felt like, what's the point? Just put random encounters, since I can't sidestep or get around any of these anyway. Like, every enemy on screen, I'm being forced to fight. But yeah. So possibly one, possibly two more streams of this. I'm gonna say probably we'll be finishing this tomorrow, barring any major roadblocks, or maybe just all these boss battles take longer than I think they will. But it'll either be done tomorrow, or it'll be like tomorrow and then probably a little bit left over for the day after. So we should be getting to Chained Echoes fairly soon. I still need to get a definitive answer from Nami what he wants for the redemption after Chained Echoes. It's not that much of a concern. I still got a whole other game to get through before that becomes an issue. I think Chained Echoes is like 30 to 40 hours. Not huge, but take at least a week or two. But anyway, so let me go ahead and give callouts, and I'll end for today. So, Irby, Wabon, Ragna, Gaz, War Panda, Cucumber, Orenji, Nami, Irby. I say Irby twice. We'll say Irby twice. Invalid. Thank you all for coming in and chatting with you while I play. Thank you, Sweet Ravensdale, for the follow, and thank you to anybody else who may have been lurking and watching. It's always appreciated. We'll continue this tomorrow, same time, 2 a.m. Central Standard Time. Check schedule below for what time that is in your area. And as for right now, let me see if I can find someone to... Night, everybody. Still not many people on today, so I guess let's go ahead and raid Key. He's, I think doing his once a week, his playthrough of Legend of Dragoon. As per usual, let's go ahead and jump in, say hi, hope to see you all next time, and until then.
Bye-bye, everybody!